Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we'll talk about UiPath's ScreenPlay, earlier also known as UI Agent. UiPath ScreenPlay is next generation automation agent that brings intelligent automation right to your desktop. So far, we spoke about intelligent automation via document understanding and everything. So this is the real intelligent automation where you can directly automate any screen or any app with just a prompt. Here is what makes ScreenPlay different. You can tell what you want in plain English. Let's say you want to find an invoice from last month and download it. So all you need to do is you can tell it in plain English, and Screenplay will figure it out how to do that by navigating through applications, just like how human do. Even if the layout or buttons change, it can adapt and continue. Traditional automation often break when the UI changes, right? So Screenplay knows how to handle those situations. So in shorter note, it takes plain English. It can navigate through apps just like human does with the prompt you give. And in case of UI changes, it can adapt and continue without breaking. So now let's get into details. First of all, what makes Screenplay useful? So UiPath was not waiting for a perfect AI agent in the future. Instead, they built Screenplay right into the existing platform itself. As in, you can use Screenplay in existing UiPath Studio itself. Now let's look at what makes Screenplay very valuable. First of all, it reduces the cost of ownership. What do I mean by that? So workflows don't completely break when something changes. So Screenplay can heal itself and keep going. So in that way, you will reduce a lot of cost. Secondly, it lowers development effort. So obvious, right? So let's say you want to extract something or you have to log into website. So you may need to use all click level activities, right? So now all you need is Screenplay activity, and then you just give a prompt. So development effort will be completely reduced. Third, it makes new types of automation possible. So for example, if you need to enter the same data across hundreds of different websites, Screenplay can handle that. Something that used to need a custom bot for each site. Like let's say you want to extract something from SAP and then you need to enter that details in some random websites. So you may need to automate each website, right? You need to get elements of that each website, and then you have to use activities to automate all those. So now you don't need anything. You just need use a Screenplay activity, and then you explain what it needs to type in the websites. So it will automatically can adapt the elements, and then it will do the work. We will see what I meant in the demo section. But for now, so these things will make Screenplay very useful. Now let's discuss about Screenplay's agentic and cognitive abilities. Screenplay also adds some smart capabilities on top of automation. So it can browse website and find items that match a certain criteria, and it can make decisions based on the context as in the prompt that you give. Let's say like picking the right GitHub repo from candidate's profile or writing a personalized email. It can also summarize data from multiple sources, like gathering feedback from different people and highlighting key points, so etc. So these are few agentic and cognitive abilities of Screenplay. Now let's see the cross-platform and vision. So it works well with computer vision too. It supports CV2 that can make automations more aware of what's happening on the screen. The best part, it supports Windows, Mac, and Linux. So you can run it almost anywhere. So for now, UiPath gives us two options. First option is to use out of box setup. And second option is to use BIOM, which is bring your own model. So first option is to use the out of box setup, which means this is really simple. So and mostly it is free. So you can get access to file five available models right away. So I'll show what are those five available models in the demo section. So UiPath gives you one-time quota of 330,000 tokens during the preview. So you can use these tokens however you like it can you can use this across any of the models. So these five models. Just note that this quota won't reset during the preview. So but once Screenplay reaches general availability, UiPath plans to introduce new trial and license options. So for now, you'll get these 330,000 tokens to use. Okay, so that's for out of box setup. Second option is to use bring your own model. So this lets you connect Screenplay to your own AI subscription. Lets you connect to your own AI subscription. What as in so let's say you have AWS subscription or Azure or Google. You can make use of those your own model, and then Screenplay is like you can use as much as you want. So there is no usage limit there. So that's about bring your own model. So basically, for now, you'll get 3 lakh 2,000 tokens of preview Screenplay to see how it works and all. And later, and after general availability, UiPath plans to introduce new trial and licensing options. What happens after GA? GA is nothing but general availability. You don't need a separate subscription. All the models will be included by default, and these will be covered under UiPath's normal payment options like AI unit or agent units. So when you use the Screenplay, same AI units or agentic units will consume after the GA general availability. That's about that's about the theory. So what is Screenplay? What makes it useful, and then the licensing, how the licensing works, and all. So now let's see Screenplay in action. So let's use the Screenplay to log into a website and then to extract something, right? So we have a testing website from UiPath itself called Acme. So let's use the same website. So this is the website. So we need to enter email ID and password and then click on login. Once you log in, we'll see next what to extract and where to extract, right? So let's open UiPath Studio. Screenplay is currently available in Studio itself, like an activity. Let's take a new process. Okay. So first of all, you need UiPath UI automation package. So that's where the Screenplay activity exists. So you need to install UI automation, and the version should be greater than 25.10.5. So anything above 25.10.5 you can install. So I'm installing the latest version 10.16. Let's take a sequence. Let's call it as sequence login. So basically what we are trying to do now is to log in to this website via Screenplay, right? So how do we do that? We use application, and we indicate this website. So in dynamic scenarios, we need to maybe pass this login URL from an argument. So creating an argument. I'll paste this into default section. So basic settings like I want this to once it opens URL, I want the screens to be maximized. So I'm keeping it as maximized. And if you want to do it simulate or something, you can mark it as like you can mark simulate and everything for application. So here we can use the URL. Okay. So now we have to use screenplay. So just search for screenplay. This is the activity. You can use it. Then these where you give the task, and then I mentioned about the default models, right? So these are the 5 models that are available. And if you have the second option is to bring your own model, right? So if you deploy your model in some other portals like Azure or AWS, you can use that. You can use that models here and then use the prompt. These are some of the additional properties. Maximum number of steps, and then input. Like if you want to change the input mode to simulate or hardware, you can change it here. If something goes wrong, if you want to continue still, then you can use continue 100 true. Then some delays, timeouts, all these things. So for now, I'm using GPT 4.1. First step is to log into the Acme website and enter the username and password, right? So for that, I'll quickly write the prompt, log into website, following credentials. So this is my username. So if you want to give a variable within the prompt, you have to use double flower braces, and inside you have to give your variable name. So in my case, I'll just create one more argument, your email ID, and I give my email ID. This is my email ID. And likewise, I'll create a password field as well. I just pause for password. Let's take a quick log message. So I have my password. So I have hard coded the password. So that's why I'm not showing the data managers panel. So here I have my password, and then here I have my email ID. So I can use this argument here, and then for password, keep my password right. You can use that here. So for now, IntelliSense is not working here. Let's say we want to use an argument or variable, so we use control space to pop the IntelliSense window, right? So that is not working here. As I mentioned, this activity is still in preview. This might get improved a lot in future by the time it reaches general availability. Just ping the log message. So I'm also want have to mention, or if you have like in your case dynamic situations, like if you have a easy robot condition, so we'll have this small square box, right, where you need to check and then do some um, if it is a real robot, if it is real human or robot, right? So all those situations you can directly prompt here itself. So firstly, I'll mention one of the important or irritating part, like dynamic pop-ups. So I'll just mention handle all dynamic pop-ups. It will do, but it's better to mention in the prompt itself. Also, is a robot condition. Just in case if there is a condition for if it is a if it is human or robot, it will also manage that. Okay, let's close. So changed it to maximize. So let's open the login URL. It's trying to find the elements like where to enter email and where to enter password. So it found the elements and then it typed. And now it is trying to find the login button. It found it and then it clicked on it. So that's it. So I didn't use any UI elements. Screenplay did all the capturing part and then the clicking part. Right? So at the end, in the application browser itself, for close, I didn't mention anything, right? So that's why the window got closed. So just if I keep it never, it will never close. So let's open that again. So now it opened this page. From here, I want to extract. I want to navigate to internal invoices and then I want to extract download full invoice report. Right? I want to click. I want to make the robot click on this button. Right? So how do we do that? I don't have to use a attach window or navigate to internal invoices and then click on and download full invoice report. I can directly mention everything in a screenplay activity itself. I'll just mention navigate to internal invoices and download full invoice report, right? So, download full invoice report. So for now, I'm just directly mentioning the exact name, but I'm sure that it'll, even if you roughly give it in English language, it can still understand. So I'm using same GPT 4.1. Just log out. And let's test from the beginning again. So I kept never, right? So let's run. So this screen is opening a different window. So I'm dragging the Chrome. Entered. Now the screen is in dashboard window. Now let's see if it will be able to identify that button and then click. So it scrolled down and then it found the internal invoices button and hit click on download full invoice report. If you can see here, this was the full invoice report. So that's what intelligent automation means. So you don't have to use any of the click activity or type into activity or anything. You just use screenplay activity and then type your prompt. It will handle any pop-up. It will handle everything. So that's for the demo part. If you want me to make any specific use case or something using screenplay, you can just drop a comment in comment box and then I'll try to make a video on that. So that's about UiPath's screenplay.